UFC Fight Night tonight. Here's Paige VanZant after the defeat.
I know how to balance my schedule very, very well. Smart girl. But no, this just came down to not preparing my jiu-jitsu, and that's it. I was meant for the spotlight, and I'm going to continue to be in the spotlight, and I will be back, and I'm going to have the belt one day. I'm 22 years old. I have a long time, so I have the best team in the world, and it's finally like really come together as a perfect gym for me, so I'll be back.
Paige VanZant, not a good night for her. Michelle Waterson, rear naked choke in the first round. Waterson hadn't even fought since July of 2015. So Paige VanZant, she's been in that UFC spotlight. This was the main event, Dave. This was the final fight of the night in Sacramento. After the fight was over, we immediately saw one of those cell phone commercials that VanZant is in.
It was the next commercial.
Right.
Nationally on Fox.
Is she overhyped?
No, I don't think she is, because I think it's been fair if you looked at her MMA career and certainly her UFC career up to this point that she's fought some legit fighters. Now, Rose Namajunas, although competitive, clearly was the better of that too. We've seen that Rose has gone on to get title shots against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Is she ready for Joanna yet? No. So hyped, yes. Overhyped, no. And I think the hype is real. She's good. I mean, Paige VanZant can go.
But how is the hype real, Dave? After what we saw tonight in the first round, it wasn't even competitive.
No, because Michelle Waterson is the real deal.
Okay.
And that's what she was expected to be when she started her career in the UFC. It hasn't panned out that way because of injuries and, as you mentioned, a lot of ring rust. But Michelle Waterson was thought to be a legit player for the 115 crown. And that's who Paige was fighting tonight. She fought that Michelle Waterson that we all thought we might get 2 years ago in the UFC. She, sadly for her, got that tonight. So if that's one of the better fighters at 115, and then time will determine whether or not the Karate Hottie can go on and try to get a title shot or not, that's who Paige is now dealing with. Beck Rawlings, good fighter. Great fighter? No.
Okay.
But a good fighter. Tough girl. Knocked her out with a switch kick. Everybody's like, wow.
Paige is the real deal.
She's got that requisite skill set that you don't know what's coming at all times. Well, what she said tonight after the fight is the most prophetic thing that she said all night, which is, I've got to get better at jiu-jitsu. My ground game was not up to par tonight. And that means I know what I need to work on. As she says, I'm a smart girl.
Okay.
I know that. So if you are that smart, which I think you are, then go ahead and work on your craft. Forget about the commercials. Forget about the other things that have gotten you hyped. And that helps. And the UFC's got to balance that. Because you don't want to take that away from Paige, because that's why she's so marketable.
Right.
Because you saw her in Dancing with the Stars. You see her on the commercials. She has the look. She has the smile. She has the mouthpiece to pull all of those things off. That only helps your brand. But you do have to be able to back it up at the end of the day. I think she can still.
Okay.
And I do think one day she will be in that championship mix. That day is just not today.
So she's not Anna Kournikova? Because
No,
you know the comparisons are coming up. Tim said he asked you about it.
Yeah.
I was tweeting about it. Some other people were saying that's dead on.
Anna Kournikova got to one semifinal in her career. She got to a Wimbledon semifinal, and that's it. Paige VanZant will be able to fight for a title at some point.
Okay.
So that's where the difference between Anna Kournikova is a good
But will she
tennis
win,
player.
though? Because that was the thing. Kournikova never won.
No, but she never even got to a final. She never even competed for one.
But even if Paige gets there and doesn't win,
I still think that proves that if you get to a title shot in the UFC, you can't get it off losing. You got to beat some women along the way. Let's see if she can get together 3-4 wins here in a row, and then maybe in 2 years we can talk about Paige VanZant getting a title.
Both of us like Paige VanZant. We feel she's a cool character.
Yeah.
We certainly wish her the best, but tonight, not a good night. We'll see if she can bounce